Welcome to the May edition of the free webinar by Remote Agric, May 2026. We welcome everyone from every corner of the world that you are joining us from. Where are you joining us from? Put it in the meeting chat. Which location are you joining us from? Drop that in the meeting chat. Let's see. Where are you joining us from? From Lagos, from UK, from US, from Canada. Where are you joining us from? From Ile-Ife, from Ogun State. Okay, Sam from Port Harcourt. Thank you. Mide from Lagos. Melody from Ghana. Thank you very much for joining us for this meeting today. So because of our time, I will go straight into the course of our conversation. And from there, we want to see how we are able to look at this topic and explore it. So I'm going to run through this slide, which will provide the background for the conversation today. And we will now open the floor where Mr. Oludare Mudashiru will now begin to take us into the practicality of the topic of today. So we are looking at urban supported agriculture, turning city space and income into farm wealth. Okay. So my name is Dayo Adetiloye, and I will be the first speaker for this session. Agriculture is not just farming, it is food, wealth, sustainability, and the future. Somebody was saying some times ago that the first profession that God created is the profession of agriculture, because when He created Adam and Eve, He gave them the work to in the Garden of Eden, and that is where agriculture starts from, and that tells you that without agriculture there will not be food. And of course, without food, you can't think of creating wealth, and the food itself is wealth. Because when you exchange it with something, with cash, you begin to accumulate wealth. We also have the sustainability aspect, and it's the future. So you need this. Now, how many people here live in the urban area? Of course, from Port Harcourt to Lagos to Ghana and all that, we will know from this audience that a lot of us will live in the urban space. So how many want additional income through your current space that you have now? How many want to benefit from agriculture, both but do not have farmland? And what if agriculture could work for you without relocating to the village? You know, some people, when you think of agric, you think of the rural area, basically. And because you are not in the rural area, you are thinking of, okay, what can I do to support food production in the country that I am right now? And that is where remote agric comes in with this urban package that we're about to expose to you today. Now, Nigeria's urban reality. Now, there are challenges in the urban area that we want to explore. The first is the fact that now this is a major aspect of the food production in all over the world, across Africa. There is rising food prices. There is also limited farmland in the cities. Of course, if you are thinking of production now, when it comes to farmland, all the farmland has been turned to factory. Okay, even in Ogun State, here of Nigeria, a lot of the farmlands are being converted to massive production center. factories, and the likes. So we do have limited farmland to even produce primary food production for us. We have high unemployment, dependency on imported food, youth disconnect from agriculture. We are doing a presentation some hours yesterday. We discovered that the person who I presented to was encouraged because he said youths are disconnected from agriculture, and that's the truth of the matter. We also have increased cost of living, especially in some places now, rents are going up and things like that. So these are the realities that we have found ourselves. Yet, city consume more agricultural product than rural community produce. So you want to look at it that a lot of the produce from the rural communities are being consumed in the city centers. And even we are not even meeting up with this production. We are not meeting up. So how do we now move on with all these challenges? So let's look at what is urban supported agriculture. Urban supported agriculture is a system where urban residents support active farm produce and food production, and both parties benefit economically. So the urban supported agriculture is both remote farming investment, community supported agriculture, backyard farming. That means in the space that you have at home right now, what can you do to support agriculture? We have rooftop farming, we have agri-tech platforms. So, like, our focus is both the space in the city and the income in the city. How can these two support agriculture? That's the conversation today. Now, agriculture has changed. Agriculture has changed. Agriculture is not only for villagers. That's old thinking. The new thinking now is that agriculture is a business ecosystem. And people can now participate through technology, investment, partnership, aggregation, remote monitoring, and digital platform. And of course, that's one of the things that we produce and we make available at Remote Agric in such a way that Remote Agric is powered by technology, it's powered by investment, it's powered by partnership, it's powered by aggregation, it's powered by remote monitoring, and we also run a digital platform. So why urban residents must participate? The urban residents must actively participate in food production, because there's something we call food security. Food prices will continue to rise if the number of people going back to agriculture is reducing. It will continue to rise. Now, we also know that when it comes to wealth creation, agriculture remains Africa's biggest industry. What we have in Africa to export to the world beyond oil is agricultural produce. So for urban residents, you are looking at passive income. You can earn without daily farming presence. You can be in the city, plant in the city, make money in the city. You can as well also make money remotely from the rural spaces. So diversification, agriculture helps to diversify income source. National development, supporting farmers strengthens the economy. So as we begin to look at this conversation today, I want you to begin to look at yourself to say that how have you contributed into supporting the agricultural ecosystem in Africa? How have you supported and strengthened the agriculture as an economy. What have you done? For some of you that have partnered with Remote Agric, we must salute you, we must celebrate you, because what you are doing is transforming the sector. Your contribution is transforming the sector. 7 ways urban residents can benefit from agriculture. We have the remote farm investment. Of course, those ones, when you have platform like Remote Agric, you'll be able to maximize that. We have the urban gardening, we have the farm produce trading, we have the agri-tech opportunities, we have the cooperative farming, which is one of the things we do at Remote Agric. Food processing is another aspect, and supporting existing farmers. Do you know that at Remote Agric, the number of smallholder farmers we have supported is increasing day by day because of your partnership, because of your impact, of your contribution to what we are doing. Now, remote farming works. How remote farming works. So, partners are the urban investors. They are the partners, the urban investor partners with the farm. So when you pass through Remote Agric, you'll be able to partner with our smallholder farmers. Now, farm operators manage and produce. So we produce. I will show us some of our produce very soon. Then you will use technology to monitor. Then you harvest, and from there you expect your profit, which is being shared with you. Now, you can start small. This is a good news for some of you here. Maybe you have not partnered with us in what we do. You can start small. This is very important for you to know. You can start small. You don't need millions of naira. Of course, if you have millions of naira, we are ready for you. Large farmlands, you don't need that. You don't need an agricultural degree like myself that studied agri in school. So you don't need that to do agriculture, all right? So what you need is information. Some people didn't know that platforms like Remote Agric exist, that they can partner with and scale agricultural production. One of the things that I discovered of recent is that what we are doing in Remote Agric, how can we scale it? Because that is where the impact is. How can we scale it? Scaling it means that it will increase the tons of produce that we produce every month. Scaling means that we'll be able to feed the population that is growing. If you go to hospital now, in fact, in the hospitals, one of their major streams of income is giving birth. In fact, any hospital that I see that people are giving birth, and as they are giving birth, are we producing new farmers or multiple farmers every time to support this population that is growing? Your partnership helps us to scale. So we have information, we have trusted system, we have consistency, patience, and strategic partnership. We want to appreciate people that have partnered with us since we started Remote Agric. We want to appreciate you. If you are one of them on this call, we appreciate and celebrate your partnership because you are the reason why we exist. That is because of your support that we are getting all the further support that we are getting in Remote Agric. So urban space that can be productive. So as we will begin to explore more on what we can do with our urban space, like I mentioned before, backyard space. Some of you, you have backyard that you can do something there. We have the rooftop, we have the balcony, we have the empty plots farming. Uh, my CO will speak more around that dimension of sap farming. We have hydroponics. These are dimensions of urban space that can be explored. We have poultry in controlled system. So every small space can create value. That's the truth of the matter. It's just depending on, do you have the expertise to be able to achieve this? If you don't have the expertise, you have to work with organizations like Remote Agric to be able to help this become a reality. So technology is transforming agriculture. That is our application. Very soon, our mobile app will be out. We have farm management software that is being used to manage our farms. Digital marketplace is also there for our off-takers. We have smart irrigation, the AI in agriculture, of course. Once you have this platform, you need to begin to look at how AI can power it, what AI can do. We also have drone technology. So urban people can participate in agriculture from anywhere in the world. When we started Remote Agric, some of our 4 subscribers, we have someone from UK, we have someone from the US, and when we do farm visit, they connect virtually. So this is the extent that technology can help to drive and support agriculture. So common concern and responses. Okay, so we have agriculture is risky. The truth of the matter is yes. But every investment has risk. Knowledge reduces the risk. When people tell you agriculture is risky, it's because there is nothing that is not risky. It's just the knowledge that you have that reduces the risk. I don't know farming. You can partner with experts like Remote Agric to manage the technical side for you. I have a full-time job. That is exactly why Remote Agric exists for you. What if I lose money? Start small and build with trusted and transparent systems. So our system, like I used to tell people, we are not here to come and report failure to you. That's not why we are starting out. That's not why we exist. We are not here to come and report failure to you. So that's ready to make things work. Now, mistakes to avoid. Mistakes to avoid. The first one is invest with due diligence. Of course, most people that have worked with us, they know that we take due diligence very seriously, and that's the reason why we could get the startup label. Nigeria startup label is one of the certification we have in Remote Agric, and, and of course, we are registered and of the value chain, poor partnership, chasing unrealistic ROI. One thing we don't do in Remote Agric is we don't promise you any quick returns. You will never see us do that because agriculture needs what we call patient funding. So lack of patience and no risk management strategy. In Remote Agric, we have when we talk about managing our risk, we have level 1 management, level 2 management, level 3 management, or you can say option 1. When we do option A and it did not solve the problem, we switch to option B. If it did not solve the problem, we switch to option C. So we have a lot of options to manage our risk. So why community matters? Communities is very important. Community for you to get this link. You can't see this link in the space like that. So, cooperative is one of the community we are building. We also in our community we share knowledge, we share resources, we put resources together, we share knowledge and also market access. This is very important. Agriculture grow faster through collaboration than competition. A lot of people, all they see is competition. But no, in Remote Agri, we believe in collaboration. So we collaborate together to make things work. So The next point I want to share with us is the remote investors to agriculture. We support smallholder farmers. We enable remote participation. We improve food production system. We build agricultural wealth opportunities. These are the things that we do here. And of course, we started with yam farming. I will speak more on that when I get to the slide that speaks to it. Also, pig farming. And we have the agricultural agribusiness partnership as well. So impact so far, the urban professionals participating in farming, currently we have uh, about 122 partners that are partnering with us in what we do now, and we are increasing every day because we are increasing agricultural participation. Farmers are accessing more support, and wealth is being created through what we are doing. So the future is collaborative. If you are here today, you've not partnered with us, by the end of this presentation and end of all the things we will do today, or even if you are rewatching this again on our platform, you will be able to partner with us because the future is collaboration, and that's the reason why we are deploying the agri technology, the smart farming, urban rural partnership, community support, agriculture, and everything is to sustain food production system. So 5 practical steps to get started. All right. If you want to join us today, we are going to learn about the opportunities we have. When I get to those slides, we will see them. So you will learn about it, start small. And the funnest thing is that we've so designed the system that with 10 units, you can be part of the system. All right. You join trusted communities, you diversify, you stay consistent. Staying consistent means that at every farm cycle we roll out, you want to be part of it. That makes you to be consistent, not just a one-off person. Because in our last seminar, I was sharing with us that trying to be a one-off partner, you partner just in one farm cycle and we did not see you again. That's not how to solve food problem. You have to continue to be part of the system, increasing your capacity in the system and ensuring that you are helping the system in one way or the other, not just money alone. You can refer people. You can mention us in places to say, hey, I know some guys, they are doing wonderful work. So don't just consume food, participate in the system that produces. So this is what we are sharing with you right now. Don't just consume food. You know, a lot of us, we are so by default, we just want to consume. Even on social media, you don't create anything. You are just consuming, consuming, consuming. Food production system, you are consuming. You need to now step beyond just consuming to join a system that is producing it. If you cannot there physically, your money can be there on your behalf. And that money is creating wealth for you. It's not just, money that you send on an errand to work for you comes back to create wealth and resources for you. So in remote agri, we have a lot of services, our production, livestock farming, remote farming services, agricultural consulting and advisory, agri-logistics and supply chain management, agri-tourism and eco-real estate, agricultural training, education, capacity building. Like what we are doing now is capacity building. Our monthly seminar is designed to build your capacity, not just to partner with us alone. There are some people, they will ask questions, okay, I have this challenge in my farm. I don't have people that can work full time on my farm. How can I work? How can we solve the problem? So all these things are what we do. So the first product we want to introduce to us today is the Own a Yam Farm remotely. Anywhere you are, you can be in Ghana and have 10,000 heaps of yam farm in Nigeria, and the thing is producing for you. So currently we have May 2026 to May 2027 that you can be part of. And currently we are building or we are cultivating 100,000 heaps of yam farm. Very soon will be the largest producer of yam in Southwest Nigeria. And of course, as we continue to build, we extend across the whole country as well. So with this, you can have your produce, or when we help you to sell, you can get as high as this 38% when we sell your yam. So these are some of our yam from the farm. I remember when we started the research of what we are doing now in terms of quality yam, from Remote Agric farm, you can see how white the yam is. The one we bought in the market, in less than 2 minutes, the face of that yam will turn to this color. That tells you the quality of yam in the market right now. And that's the reason why we are doing this. We want to produce quality food production. So the minimum you can join with is 10 units. The maximum will be as high as 5,000, or if you have the capacity, you can do 10,000 units as well. So the second product that we have is own a pig farm remotely. This you can join at any time. For this, the price has changed. The current price is 2,100 per unit, and you can get 25% returns in 7 months. So these are pictures from the farm. These are pictures from the farm. These are breakdown of it. Um, so as I begin to round up before I open the floor for the next speaker to engage us with the idea of urban supported agriculture, uh, there are what we call the impact of what we are doing. The first one is job creation and economic empowerment. If you are that what we are doing has supported a lot of farmers. Uh, uh, by partnering with us, we will be able to get more pay in farming production. And so job creation and economic empowerment is a major thing for us. The second one is promotion of food security. Anywhere I talk about remote agri, the first thing I'm saying is food security. Food security. And this food security, we've done extensive seminar on food security. If you check our YouTube channel, you see our previous training that you can get more on food security, because food security is a global thing. It's nations in terms of the quality of the food, in terms of the quantity of the food. Another one is empowering the non-farmers to participate in agriculture. Be in your skyscraper in the city, be doing your work and support agriculture remotely. And the fourth one is rural development and infrastructure development. Of course, where our farm is sited now, a lot of development are happening just because the project is sited in that cluster location. So, as I wrap up this section, if you want to reach out to us, these are the phone numbers you can call, or you can send us a mail at remoteagric2024@gmail.com, or you send a mail, or you send either WhatsApp chat or call to +234 8060779290. So agriculture offer substantial opportunity for wealth creation, how strategically leverage finance option, adopt sustainable practices for long-term success. So on this note, I want you to keep the question and answer for now. while we invite the next speaker that will just open the conversation, then the question and answer can flow from there as well. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening to this presentation. And we believe that you will be able to work with us on different levels of partnership that we are open to collaborating with you on this note. So thank you very much. On this note, I'm going to invite Mr. Oludare Mudashiru to take over from here. Thank you very much.
Uh, all right. Thank you very much, my CEO, Dayo Adetiloye. Thank you for doing a great job there. That's the essence of strategic partnership, as you have rightly emphasized, um, throughout the presentation. Yes, thank you very much for taking this also further. I wouldn't have been expecting that we'll be taking on this task, this fast. I was hoping that we would have done some few months of operations at, for the urban supported agriculture before we roll it out. But as ever, you know, uh, Remote Agric is out to let the people know that the only way for us to go that we can be happy about sustainably is agriculture. Okay, whether Africa likes it or not, whether Africans also liked it or not, the truth can't be um, sidestepped. So agriculture is the most naturally sustainable path for wholesome development for us as a people. And if that is what it is, then it will be also necessary for us to innovate as fast as we can. So urban supported agriculture, like we've um, listened to that presentation, is calling primarily just calling for the urban professionals, urban dwellers to support agriculture, guaranteeing food security, and also creating sustainable wealth. Okay, sustainable wealth. It's not talking about wealth right now, and in another 2 3 years down the line, we are celebrating poverty. Oh, you see, like he said, he made a point during the presentation that if you get to a bustling and a very busy hospital, one of the major things that should be happening or that would be happening there is deliveries, baby, deliveries. You see a lot of deliveries happening. People are giving birth on a daily basis, but then we are not also actively creating the population or sustaining the population that will be producing the food to support the population. So, like he also said in the presentation, for some of us that joined earlier, you heard him saying that most of the farmland is now beginning to suffer from urbanization activities. All right, you go for most of the communities along the major highways, the M1, M11, whatever, M25, for us in Nigeria, named like, for example, Lagos Ibadan Express. Okay, you go along, you know, that major road, you find out that the whole place is now turning into industries. And these industries are actually affecting the primary activities that were happening on those axes initially, which were majorly agricultural practices, farming particularly. But now um, that is beginning to be threatened. And that's why innovation along and across the chain, celebrating or increasing the participation or increasing the awareness of the people, okay, for them to know that something needs to be done about the spaces we are losing. When we lose the spaces to industrialization, we should be able to compensate for those lost spaces. All right. And that's why we are now saying, even in the built up environments, we can use the leftover spaces. All right. Like in your compound, in the urban centers, you can engage practically in agricultural activities. All right, for many reasons. Some of us just want activities that keeps us active. Some of us just want activities that keeps us healthy. Some of us want activities that helps us to guarantee healthy consumption of fruits and vegetable. Okay, even if we cannot produce enough carbohydrates, maybe because we think we can't. But of course, by the time we begin to look at the nitty-gritty, you find out that you might be able to produce almost all the classes of food that you need as a family, and maybe also all the classes of food that you intend to create a market with. All right. So uh, you can do protein. I mean, you could do cowpea, for example. Cowpea is a sure is a sure source of protein, and with cowpea, all right, you could farm cowpea within your space at home. All right, you could farm cowpea. Some of you that likes to eat the so-called um, fried rice, all right. So you could have green peas from your garden, all right. It's not hard. It's not hard. Um, yeah, basically, for a start, because in the presentation, you could see how much we also encourage um, small scale engagements. All right, small scale engagement. You don't have to be looking for millions to get the job started. Of course, as you do the work and you become more interested in it, you can then um, allow your results, the results you're getting, to make you do more. All right, all right. So you really don't need too much, and that's why the pattern or the model that we have decided to use to get this crusade started is almost a waste reduction, um, material recycling, or material being reused. All right, we're talking about materials that are already considered as waste in the community, and you can imagine. Okay, and that was why I said I wasn't expecting that we would be taking this on almost ASAP. But thanks to my CEO, he has decided that there's no point for us waiting anymore. So I'm breaking this down right now to the practicality. For example, I'm going to be illustrating with what we are currently doing. All right, with what we are currently doing. He mentioned earlier that we have a target of doing a at least 100,000 heap in this particular farming cycle. All right, and this farming cycle started as far back as October 2025, and it's going to continue till probably December 2027. So just watch out. Just watch out. So now, talking about May to May, which he has also mentioned, the May to May operations is uh, hinged on our urban supported model. Now, for the urban supported model, we are focusing on recyclable materials. We are focusing on wastes coming from I mean, you would agree with me that Nigeria currently is a massive construction site, is a massive, massive construction site. The public sector is engaging in massive construction, the private sector is engaging in massive construction, and there is one particular waste item that is coming from that production or from that construction engagement or from that construction activities happening across the country. And what is that? Cement sacks. All right, cement sacks. I wish that we can have the media team from Remote Agric showing some of, if they can, showing some of the images from the last farm visits of how much work is currently being done using cement sacks. All right, so we have waste coming from the livestock sector. All right, within the agricultural sector, we have a lot of bio uh, bio wastes, all right, from the farm. We have so much that we are putting together as some people will call it potting materials, or, some will call it different names that we now use as production medium. So we are using the sacks, and even within the community, that is what we are currently using as well. All right, so the sack farm. So as we speak right now, we are almost done with our 25,000 units of uh, sack farm. All right, that's farming in commercial quantity using that cement sacks. All right, we went after that knowing fully well that we wanted to show the urban dwellers that this is doable. All right, you don't have to, it's doable. By the time you use the sack, they are exposed to uh, the sunlight over a particular period of time. You see them almost becoming biodegradable. All right, because sometimes there are no second, it's not as if there are no second hand value. All right, it's not as if they can't be recycled, but you find out that even the recycling system, the aggregation of those wastes is very expensive. All right, somebody must be guaranteeing, all right, the payment for the waste aggregator. All right, and the way it works for the waste aggregator is subsistence. All right, so somebody has just gone out to bring 500 cement sacks. The person wants to collect the money right now. So if you don't have a system that is converting or that is plugging that into a system as a feedstock, as a production feedstock, like we are doing now at Remote Agric, we are connecting the aggregation of the waste from the sites, all right, to farming. And because of that, there is a cost. Now, thank you very much. Thanks. That's some of the pictures coming in from uh, the Remote Agric team. You can see what we have there. That is one of our farm side. That's one of our farm side. You can make it big, make it full screen so that they can see. That's coming from one of our farm sites, and the very interesting side to this is that depending on the space dimension that you have in your own, whether your home, even in your offices, you can do it. All right, because sometimes some of us spend um, a larger part of our time in our office, and we have unused spaces that have access to water, that have access to sunlight. All right, so if you position 30 of those bags there, you could produce cucumber. For example, you could do cucumber, and cucumber is one of those healthy fruit that is good for you and good for your community. From that 30 stands, you might be harvesting uh, nothing less than 500 cucumber in one production cycle. And if you do that again and again, because the good thing about sack farming is that it is not seasonal. All right, it is not seasonal. You can innovate around it, um, allowing for climate smart, okay, processes. Now, what do I mean by that? You don't have to waste water. The sack serves as a container. It can retain moisture for a longer period. It can also retain nutrients, okay, whether you are doing organic, uh, you know, uh, or even if you like, I mean, for some of us, we don't care. Some people really don't care. They do both organic and inorganic farming. So you want to look at that and then give yourself those options. And I mean, there are 1,000,000,001 options. So for us at Remote Agric, we have taken these further by cultivating yam, all right, at commercial scale, in the sacks, okay, in the sacks. So and what we are also asking of you is that you join us in this crusade to use urban spaces, regardless of the space dimension you have. And for example, you already have your water system running. Some of you have industrial borehole in domestic facilities, so you have access to the aquifer for water. So why don't you use a part of that to also secure your food? All right. And during the raining season, you could do rain harvest. You could do rain water harvest. So you can harvest water, keep a bit of that, and then use the water afterwards to secure your food. So why not? If not, you can do that. So you could do grains. You could do like I mentioned. In fact, it's interesting for some of you when you ask questions in urban spaces or in urban centers or in urban communities. Oh, how does beans grow? Right? How does beans grow? Where do you get cowpea from? When you do this, you don't have to ask that question anymore because you will be able to see exactly how cowpea grows. Some will ask questions about maize. All right. You could even do sweet corn. Sweet corn. For those of you who like to eat sweet corn, you could do sweet corn in the sacks, right at the back of your house. All right. It has superficial roots. It's not really, doesn't do too much. It doesn't have that very deep tap root. So you could do in your sacks. You could do rice if you are really an experimental person like myself. You can go as far as you want to. I want to see, what it feels like to. I mean, to grow rice. You can actually grow rice from the sack. You can. You could do pepper. All right. You could do different kind of pepper. You could do tomatoes. Yes, you could do Scotch bonnet, which is a form of pepper. You could do sweet chili. You could do Syrian pepper. You could do even the bell pepper. You could do from the sack. So imagine you being able to do all that from the comfort of your own home and reducing your cost of feeding your family, at least for a start. Food security, securing your own food. And I mean, outside that, you might be one of such who is looking at the business opportunities from the urban supported agriculture projects. You're looking at the business opportunities. Yes, there are humongous amount of business opportunities, and I know that we won't be keeping this um, as a one-off. I would like that we will build on this. Um, that the remote agri team will work on this and build more on it, because it probably will be very good for us to have partners coming on board with us to see how we can scale this, because by the time we launch full scale, we're looking at having a subscription of not less than 200 household 200,000 household 200,000 household joining us, in converting their urban spaces to agricultural production spaces, all right? The unused spaces within the urban communities to be converted into agricultural production spaces. So we would be targeting the subscription of about 200,000 household. And if we are going to be targeting subscription of about 200,000 household, we need to be able to make the medium available, all right, the medium that they will be doing the planting in. Imagine 200,000 household asking for maybe 50 units of planting medium. So if you multiply 200,000 by 50 units, for example, that is huge, all right? And then you can put a cost to that. Now, talking about the collaboration, talking about the wealth creation, talking about, you know, opportunities in urban supported agriculture. We're talking about logistics, all right, moving those medium to the location where they will be used. So basically, this is not just to have you come on board as primary investors alone, but also to come on board as collaborators that will be helping us to guaranteeing food security in urban spaces. So I permit me to stop here and allow questions, Dayo, if that will be fine. Permit me to stop here and then allow me
Yes.
to speak, to the questions that would come, and maybe I'll be able to explain more around other practical curiosities that people would raise from here.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Oluda Imdashiru, the Chief Operating Officer for Remote Agric. Thank you for that wonderful contribution so far on the topic of bad support to be a one-off thing. There will be a build-up on this conversation as time goes on. So the floor is open. If you have a question, you can raise up your hand. You can type it in the meeting chat, depending on what you want for the way you want to ask the question. So the floor is open now. If you have question, type it in the meeting chat. We will be reading out your question, or raise up your hand and we'll give you opportunity to talk. So the floor is open. So while we wait for people's questions and contribution and questions and their raising up of their hands to speak, we want to remind us of what we have right now that you can participating, which is the May 2026 to May 2027 Own a Yam Farm Remotely package. With 10 units, you're on board. If you have capacity for 10,000 units, you're on board. You can do anything between the numbers. The minimum unit is 10 units and per unit is 1,700 naira. So that is what we have. Thank you, Mrs. Bukola Dokas Adetunji, for being part of this meeting. You came late, but you are talking about sap farming majorly today. Okay, so we've done a lot of conversation before your arrival, but you will be able to watch the replay of this and also access the slide that was used for today's presentation. So, So what we have, like I mentioned, on a farm remotely, you can be part of this as you can reach out to me after this call, or you see a number below this video that you can reach us to be part of that package. We also have the Own a Pig Farm remotely that you can be part of as you join us in this opportunity. So who is ready? You can unmute yourself and speak. If there are you opening opportunity for investor for sack farming or what, sir? Okay, so like I mentioned that we've talked about so many things today. It's a lot of things. Sack farming is just one of making you have a sack farm in your house. That's one of the conversation for today. So how to do that, how to go about that requires some technicalities. So by the time you reach out to us, we'll be able to have that conversation as well. But what we have currently that you can be part of is Own a Yam Farm remotely, where we say a unit is 1,700, and you can also participate in Own a Pig Farm remotely, where you can uh, uh, join with a unit. Oluda Ebundashiru to respond to some of the questions as well
Yeah,
and
yeah, thank you
contribute.
very much. I think I want to be emphatic in response to the Bukola Dorcas Adetunji's question. Are you opening opportunities for investors for sack farming or what? Yes, we are. Yes, we are opening opportunity for investors for sack farming. So if you are interested, please just like Dio rightly mentioned, get in touch with us and then we can look at it. We can look at your interests and look at the modality to accommodate your investments. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. More questions. You have opportunity to unmute yourself and talk. You also have opportunity to type your questions as we get to wrap up this presentation today.
Good afternoon, sirs.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, well
Good
done.
afternoon, Ma. Yeah, good afternoon.
Well done, Kushe, sir. Yeah. So I think I've done a piggery with you before, and I'm happy with the investment program. So I came late today, and I had Mr. Amudashiru talking about sack farming. So I was like, um, well, sack farming, though I know that with technology advancements and being a major thing you are specializing on, you might bring in some more other technicalities about it. But I know sack farming has been a long time thing. We've been doing sack farming for quite a number of times. But I want to ask that about this sack farming that you just mentioned now. You talked about vegetables, cucumber, and all of that. So I want to ask that all of these things, what is the duration for the investment, if there is investment plan for all those things? Because I know that all these ones now, they are going to be a short-term investments. As much as I know those cucumber, pepper, and all of that, they are going to be a short span kind of plant. So I want to know what's the duration and what's um the plan like. What's the amount required of an investor? How long is the investment plan going to be, and all of those? Thank you very much, sirs.
Uh, if you permit me, I know that you're going to speak to that afterwards. But for me, by the time we are done with coming up with the investment package, like I said, for us at Remote Agric, one thing is very paramount to us. Like Dio said earlier in the presentation, we don't come out to report failure to you. We are not set for that. All right. So yes, as much as some of the things that happened with sack farming, especially when you do vegetables, can be short, but for us it's an investment basket. All right, it's an investment basket, and what we do is risk management. All right, because that's very important. As much as we are operation centric, we are very particular about protecting our partners investments. Like we always say to you, you are not just an investor with us, and that's why you would see that for all of our seminars we are particular about ensuring that we put certain competencies in your hand as well. All right, so it's not just you being a remote farmer, you put money in your farm, we manage the farm for you, we harvest the stuff, we sell, we bring the money back to you, and that's not the only thing we do. But we are also looking at opportunities that we can, push back to you. All right. I'm glad that you said, oh, sack farming has been for a while. People have been doing it, but how much of the opportunities around sack farming have we explored as a people collectively? All right. Now, this is us talking about collaboration. All right, for sustainable, success. It's not a one-off thing. It's not you succeeding yesterday and making it or finding it difficult to succeed again today and not being able to succeed again tomorrow. It's all about making the success a sustainable thing, making it something that is almost so connected to our life in a manner that for as long as we are here, whether you live 200 years on earth, you would have to keep eating in one way or the other. You may not be able to chew bones again. You may not be able to chew meat again, but you have to eat, whether they have to blend it for you and you have to drink it as water or something. Food is an essential part of life. All right. And we must do everything we can to make sure that that is guaranteed. And that's what our system is about. All right. It's aggregating the farmer, aggregating the investment, aggregating, collaborating for production, ensuring that the result is coming on a consistent basis. So you might get to know that, oh yeah, for some of their sack farming, they are doing cucumber, but they are asking us to invest still for 7 months. They are asking us to still invest for 1 year. Yes, that is what we probably will do. All right, by the time we are done with the sack farming package. In fact, that's why when we launched in May, because this May to May, I'm sure Dario probably did not explain it further. All right, that the May to May investment is primarily hinged on sack farming. All right, now every other thing that comes in between is to guarantee and to make sure that our process or our system is fail proof. All right, that the system is fail proof. But added to that, the essence of the seminar again is to open our eyes to opportunities within the urban spaces. If you live in urban centers, how can you use your dormant spaces to support yourself as a family, as an household, and or to support your community? But like I said, where we are going as a group is to facilitate the subscription of not less than 200,000 households that have access to dormant spaces in their communities. So That's what we that's the level where we are actually looking for partnership right now. Investment is what we do. We are not averse to it, and we are happy to roll out new investment almost every now and then.
Okay, thank you very much. You've had that breakdown as it is, and like we mentioned, in most of our packages is always long term. Long term because it's important for the system to be stable and to balance um, what we are doing. So, like we mentioned, we can always take this conversation further and see how we'll be able to key into, especially the current May 2026 to May 2027 package is aimed on the self-farming model, and it's still 1 year duration, and you will still benefit from that. Can we hear from other people before we close the meeting? Miyake, can we hear from you? And other people, let's hear from you. Just comment. Have you subscribed with us? What's your experience now after this conversation? How are you feeling? Let us hear from you before we close this program today. So who is going first? You can unmute yourself and okay, we are still waiting. And if there is no comments or contribution from other participants, I think it's a good day today to end this May 2026 webinar on urban supported agriculture. We definitely will do a follow-up to this conversation and we'll be able to begin to pin it down. Which city are we starting with? How can you be part of this? And all the opportunities that surrounds it, especially how you can benefit from the current May to May package from Remote Agric. So thank you, everyone. If you are watching this replay, you want to reach out to us, you'll see the phone number contact at the description section. You'll be able to reach out to us and ask further questions and see how we can partner together, how we can collaborate together, and from there we'll take it to the next level. Mr. Dashiru, thank you very much for joining us for today's webinar. It has been a wonderful session.
Thank you very much, Dayo, for having me. I know you understand that it's a lot of sacrifice for me to be able to make it to be on on the seminar this evening because we are right in the middle of the work right now. The season is is in top gear. The rains are here. The seasons are I don't know. It's back to back for us, but it's what we love to do. It's what we love to do, and we are hopeful that very soon those who are still doubting would not be regretting, but also we would not use that word, but they probably would say, "Oh, why didn't we join earlier? Why didn't we collaborate earlier with these guys?" That's what it's going to be at the end of the day. It's always a privilege and always my joy to be able to do this all the time. But yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for organizing it and thank you for keeping the fire burning. Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right, thank you, everyone. We meet next month for the June edition of the Remote Agric free webinar. It's free for you to be part of it, and you'll be able to watch the replay on our platform on YouTube. If you have not subscribed to it, just go on YouTube right now, search for Remote Agric, subscribe to the platform, and you'll be able to see other editions of this conversation on the platform. On this note, have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.